Pandemia is a Czech death metal band, and we are here 30 years. Actually, we are going to celebrate this nice anniversary this fall in Germany and in our hometown, Cheb, in Czech Republic, together with Messiah from Switzerland. So if you will be around, you are invited. Pandemia released already six full-length albums and plenty of other songs on different kind of samplers. So you can check our music on YouTube, on Spotify, but the best way is to buy our CDs, especially the latest one, Dark and Devotion. We are playing a death metal. It's the old school one, and I hope you will like it.
It was actually created by our first singer, Matthew, who came up with the name after we decided that we had to change our original name, which was Suffering. Yeah, so the band was actually called Suffering when we started playing in 1994. And then 95, Matthew came over and he was saying like, hey, since there is this Finnish band called Suffering already, why don't we change our name to Pandemia? And it took us like a week or maybe longer to actually get a little bit more warmed up to the name. It sounded super weird and we didn't know what it meant. We had to pull out an encyclopedia to kind of figure out what it meant, And I think you wouldn't have to do it now, of course, after the COVID stuff. It's a conceptual album. It deals with nighttime struggles and anxieties, and actually that was a big part of creating of the album. The creation came out of collecting riffs and ideas during those sleepless times at night, and kind of trying to transform them into something more tangible and useful, which I considered like, why don't we just write an album about something that we are familiar with. It's important probably to mention the musical style. It's we consider it like the pure death metal, right? We are sort of purists in this sense. We don't like to have too many influences from outside the death metal genre. Maybe there could be a little bit of thrash or whatever, but we've always been committed to what we were exposed during our formative years, which was the Florida death metal scene, and then European bands like Vader, Krabato. Yeah, and it really came together very nicely. It's a well-flowing album. It's got super fast material, extremely fast double kicks. Then there's some kind of slightly more atmospheric passages, but there's a lot of grit, and sort of this kind of what I consider this beautiful pool, of the real death metal stuff. So yeah, I think it's the perfect kind of statement about what Pandemia is about, what we've been trying to create since the beginning of the band. It's just like the ultimate album. Everything to do with nighttime, dreaming, insomnia, anxieties. You wake up in the middle of the night and it's just something is kind of blown out of the proportion in your head, stuff like this. And the kind of main thread throughout the album is behind having this kind of darker element is finding solutions and trying to get over them. So it's you don't get too much pulled into this sort of attraction of the darkness. You work with it and you work through it and you came out much stronger and see it as a kind of catalyst rather than a burden. So it's like, I think the main message is not to avoid darkness, but at the same time not being swallowed by it. Use it to your advantage, find a way for what works for you, and that's kind of this common thread throughout the lyrics. Even though they can deal with really dark themes, there's always a little bit of a twist saying like, hey, it's not the end of the world. You can get over this. Yeah, it kind of describes very well, or visualizes very well, the journey of someone going into the night, into their kind of darkest corners and chasing these demons. You know, there's like I don't know if you look closely at the cover. It's like 9 figures floating in the background. They represent the 9 songs. Each song is a specific theme. You know, be it like fear of heights or fear of drowning or experiencing insomnia or being pulled into lucid dreaming. Every song has got a specific theme, and they are kind of represented by these figures on the album. And the guy is going for them, you know, just launching into the night from his kind of sleeping state to deal with these kind of almost like demonic entities. You know, it's just so there's it's like this resolve, you know, just like this body posture is like going for them. And of course we had an incredible artist named Giovanni Ponziano from Italy. It took a while to find someone suitable to depict the themes of the songs, and I approached a bunch of people. He was one of those who started talking. You know, we found a way of communicating, and then he did several versions for the cover. You know, he had some other ideas before this cover came out, but he eventually came up with this, and it is just incredible. Like, you know, you've got this portal, this glass portal, that's kind of this gateway between different worlds, right? And he's emerging from it. And it was just incredible how it kind of came together. And also there is an additional sort of aspect to the album cover. We asked Giovanni to do also another kind of companion part, you know, to the album cover, which is the one where you see the protagonist from the front, you know, and that part is represented in our CD and on the LP, you know, on the insert of the LP. So that's kind of additional bonus, you know, if anyone is getting the real product, you know, they will see what the person actually looks like, and you know, what's behind them. So incredible. I'm very happy with the way it turned out. You know, it's a great cover, and it has some meaning. You know, it's not just some kind of senseless gore, you know, whatever, which is okay, but it doesn't really fit our kind of way of expressing our art.
Well, you know, between both these albums, there is a break like 10 long years. So the whole band evolved, and although we think that the style it's almost the same, important is to say that the most of the composing work on this album was done by Alex. So I believe that his style is a little bit different than the style of our former guitarist Vitaly, and who was recording the album At the Gates of Nihilism. And although everyone was working, so the whole band was actually working on both albums, the main influence was from Alex. And I believe that you can hear it when you check our first 3 albums and the last one. You can feel the same feeling, because it's mostly the feeling from Alex. So you know, it was composed by different persons, so there are different influences, and also the Dark and Devotion was not like an album with many different stories, songs, but it's the whole album is conceptual about the nightmares and the feelings. And you know, I believe that Alex can tell more about this, but you know, as it's some kind of concept from the beginning to the end, the flow of the album is a little bit different, and so I cannot say how different, what's exactly the difference. You have to check it and you will feel it. But music is some kind of of different, the energy is different, and you will realize it by yourself. But I hope that you will like both of the albums.
Amazing. I can say like these guys are just on fire. It's a dream come true, being signed to Hammerheart. They do a lot of super hardworking. They do a lot of promotion. They have ideas. They do everything right. They just it's just I don't know how to even express my gratitude. For the fact that we can work with them. They fell in love with the album when we sent it to them, and you can sense, that they're really proud of having us as well and being able to promote this kind of music and this collection of songs. So it kind of translates into how they support us, and it's there's a lot of passion coming from their side, which I really appreciate, and yeah, they keep their word, when we agree on something together, they always deliver. It's just incredible. They're super responsive. That's kind of those aspects and values that I'm looking for when creating this relationship with a record label. It's kind of really an extension of the band, and they are super well fitting, to where we are and what we are trying to do. We understand each other. I love most of the bands, on the record label as well, which is just, they have very similar taste in music, similar age group, and also like yeah, so it's super cool. Yeah, it's still sometimes I have to pinch myself, to believe, that we are on Hammerheart, but
Well, it's hard questions. It depends on what you expect from the band where you are playing. Like from me, from the beginning, when I first time started to do music, it was a dream. It was a dream to have a label and have a cooperation, and I am glad that it happened. And now we are with such a great label, which Hammerheart definitely is. And I have a great experience with all the labels we cooperate before, and the label is doing so many work for the musicians. They are skilled in making promotion. They are skilled with everything about the pressing CDs, pressing LPs. They have the distribution. So I believe it's very important for the band. Okay, as you can see, the Archspire just announced that they will be independent, and they started some campaign on Kickstarter, and it was actually great. But they have a great name, so they don't need the support what label can do for you as a small or smaller growing band. And from the beginning I saw so much pluses, so many pluses in this cooperation with the label, because if you have the label, you just can concentrate only on the music, and make it the best, and you don't have to worry what if we do our music, who will release it, when it will be released. No, with label you know that all tons of other work they will take care of, and you are free to do what you like and what you want to do, and that's the music, I believe. So it's a great plus to have a label. And okay, you can be also as an independent or small, but only but then you have to do all the job by yourself, and you have to be lucky to make it so good that the people will realize that you are here. So from my point of view, I am so glad that we always worked with a good label, and I wish to everyone this experience, and I wish to everyone to have this possibility and
You should ask them. Yeah. Uh, well, surprisingly, there is a lot of fresh blood showing up at our gigs and festivals that we are playing. So that's pretty cool. We are seeing like young people who actually do get it. Like for example, my nephew. He's just like came out of nowhere. I never even knew that he was that interested in metal or whatever. I thought he was kind of generic, and then he comes to our shows and he's super excited and energized and gets it. So I'm more like almost on the other sort of a spectrum. I kind of see that there's a new generation being coming in, that maybe are just tired of their phones and everything, and they just love the raw energy of pure death metal. Millennials and the Generation Z or whatever they are all called. The kids that were born into the internet era. They like quick, kind of and small chunks of content or whatever they can consume. Right, TikTok or whatever. It's just like it's just attacking you all the time, and I can understand that for them they probably don't have the patience to just sit or lie down with a pair of headphones and listen to an album like Dark and Devotion. I get that, and that's maybe why they might not be able to get, just from the simple fact that they are wired differently, right? They grew up on super fast changes. There's a lot of kind of ADHD kind of approach to filtering the world, and that could be something that's probably hard to get, someone listening to old, I don't know, Grave album, some kind of like You'll Never See or something, and they might probably not be able to get it. But I see some sort of a resurgence, I've seen a bunch of young kids at our gigs, and I'm super kind of impressed by it, and I just hold a little bit of hope, for the new generation. I would not completely just dismiss them. Yeah, I think there's still a chance, and I think as we evolve, as the decades go on, and and all this digital stuff is around, people will start craving more and more the analog, just the physical stuff and real concert experiences where you go there and just sweat the hell out of yourself, and just jump and scream around. It's just yeah. I'm kind of optimistic, even though I can see the oversaturation of the musical scene and everything. That's absolutely true. Yeah, let's see where it goes. But yeah, I think I'm quite okay with this. I don't see the kind of doom and gloom, about the old days. I think it will come back again.
Wow, it's also one of the hardest question. Uh, I mean, it's getting better than a few years ago, but I think the underground is still divided, especially, like when I was younger. It and There was a gig, around. It was heavy metal or death metal or black metal. Most of the metalheads I knew went there, and it doesn't matter what kind of style it is. Maybe it was because of the Czech Republic and the end of communism, and everyone was happy that some metal bands are here around. But now, sometimes when you are organizing a gig or there is a gig, you can hear, okay, it's death metal. I'm not going there because I prefer heavy metal, and it's the same with the styles, And okay, the styles are very different. The music is different, but I think that like it's underground and we should support it. So, although I love different styles, when something is here around, I'm trying to go there and support the band who came and support the local promoters. But yeah, it's it's hard, and it's a pity. And sometimes maybe the problem also is that there is a lot of gigs today. So you can see even in one city you have two metal gigs. Which one is dead black, and second is only black or only dead. And it's a pity that the people and the promoters cannot all together and plan it on the different times. I know it's hard. There's a lot of touring bands, and they are preparing the shows one time in advance. But it's hard, and it's a pity. It's you are making a like competition in style which is not so popular. So the bands are, especially on a local scene, fighting for their fans, and so yes, I think that the underground is divided now, and I hope it will be better, and that the people will like or respect also other styles, not only, I'm saying styles, but it's like sub styles. It's all is metal, but uh, yeah. So I hope the people will be more tolerant, and will try to enjoy also different style than they prefer. You can see it on the big festivals. That's great. On Brutal Assault or Obscene Extreme or other huge festivals, you can see the people who are listening to different kind of substyles, and they can be together. But on local scenes, sometimes it's problem, and it's a pity. So let's hope for better days.
Okay. Wow, that's yeah. It's I think I kind of might recall the exact time. It was probably somewhere at the time of when Death released Spiritual Healing. I think it was 1990, right? Quite early 1990, and my brother brought it home on a tape. I was already listening to like a lot of metal, King Diamond, Halloween, uh, a lot of thrash and stuff. And then yeah, he came in with like death metal wasn't like so well known in in Czech Republic or Czechoslovakia, back then. And it like when this spiritual healing kind of came into our home, it really resonated with me. I was just like, holy shit, this is incredible, and it's just beautiful. Like the production, the harmonies, the ideas, the kind of rolling feel, the double kicks, and it was just incredible, absolutely incredible. Just like that was like, this is it. I'm gonna figure out, and I'm gonna follow this. I'm gonna figure out where, what other bands are there. And kind of started discovering artists like Malevolent Creation, their debut album, and then Loud Blast from France. Disincarnate, their album was absolutely incredible. Stuff like this, and it just became the main topic, in our lives. Especially me and Yarda, the bass player. That we are kind of the original guys from those days. So yeah, it was that time, that spiritual healing, and then discovering all the others. But we always kind of looked at the fast stuff, and then like Marie Angel did Covenant, with all the blast beats and stuff. It was like, wow, that's the next level. So we kind of got into blast beats, and then Vader came around, and that was all part of the journey. Yeah, but it was kind of it came through death, absolutely. And that band, is just like that opened up the doors for me, and the connection to death metal.
Okay. The industry changed a lot from times when we started to play. In the time, the CDs and the LPs were so important for the fans, but now many people don't even have the option to play the CDs in their homes, in their cars. With the LPs, it's the same. Now I think the digital age is here, and we all see it and we all feel it. For the band, it's very important that the fans are able to buy the CDs, the real physical record, because that's where we can get some money to produce the music, and the labels can get back the money for the pressing of the CDs and LPs and all the work around, to produce uh, nice record with the great sound and everything cost a lot of money, and there is no way that the bands and everyone around can receive it from just their streams and Spotify, Apple, and everywhere. I mean, I'm also using Spotify. It's important for me, but when I like the music, what I hear there, I'll go and buy the real CD. I have there, I don't know, 1,000 CDs, and I am still buying them. Of course, I am using Spotify and stuff like these, the streams, but CDs and LPs are the most important. And I hope this will be also for you, our fans, because that's what can make us to make more music. If you are selling, you have label and you can pay all the workaround and you can concentrate on this. So without this, no band can actually survive and tour and be. So this is what I would like to change. Like to return to these days. I don't know if it's even possible, but I hope so. Or maybe some change in the redistribution of the money, because there are some organization they who took care about authors' rights, but I don't feel that what their income is distributed how it should be. Like here in Czech Republic, even if you buy an empty CD, you pay to the OSA, and they get the money, and you put on the CD a death metal band. I don't think that any death metal band get the money from the OSA. They redistributed it together. I don't know to who, but and it's the same like with the Spotify and this organization. They are really giving almost nothing to the bands and to the authors. Most profits are their own, and that's bad. That's wrong. And also one thing which is making me mad, and those are the clubs where they took a fee from a band's selling merch. That's terrible, especially on the underground scene. Like if you are going on a local gig or somewhere, and you have like few T-shirts, few CDs, you are selling it to the fans. You are doing it because you need to get some money back, not for great profit. And then someone just came, they have their rent, they have their fee from the entrance, they mostly have the money from the bar, and then they have more. They want to have more. They just came and give us the fee from the marriage. Yeah, that sucks. Hate this and don't support this. It's a scam, and really. So this thing I would like it will also change, and it's not going to happen. But yeah, skeptic about it. But let's hope so. Well, I think that I'm lucky that nothing wrong really actually happened on the stage. Yeah, sometimes it happened that I forgot some part of lyric, but it wasn't so big deal. But I can remember one situation which wasn't actually on stage, but we were performing in Locket with the Destruction, and we prepared everything and we start to play, and we play the one guitar and one bass guitar, and we started to play, and I was feeling like the crowd was weird, like everything was okay on the stage, the atmosphere was great, we were enjoying ourselves, but I was looking like the weird looks. I saw the weird looks on a fans, and I was like, oh, what's going on? And I think about the second song, we realized that the sound engineer somehow forgot to put the guitar on to the people. So They just have vocals, drums, and bass guitar, and they were all like, "Oh, what's going on? We know the band, but this is really weird." So yeah, it's funny now, but in that moment, it was like, "Oh shit!" And I hope it won't happen to you. Well, I liked the last song from Vader and also the latest album of Putridity. That's a nice piece of work. Also, as you can see my T-shirt, Hideo's Divinity. They also made a great job with their latest record, so check it out. About the movies, the last horror movie was actually called The Antlers, and it's a very nice one. Go and check it out because it's a really very nice movie. I hope you will enjoy.
I really don't know. Sorry, I have no idea where it's going. I hope like the original core stays around. Bands like us keep it, keep the flame alive. But where it's going, I don't even want to know. To be honest, it's fine. It's what it is. You just have to kind of accept the reality of where we are right now. And just my only wish is that there was a little bit more kind of creativity, and just people were not writing it just for the sake of making noise and looking brutal, but more about channeling something really deep and essential. I would love to see more of that. Not sure if that's the current state of the world is kind of conducive to that. I think it's more harder for people to find that space to focus and be really creative. So maybe it's gonna be challenging to find really good albums. But I'm sure there's still a lot of artists who love their craft, and they will put out the cool stuff. But good question. I really don't know where that one is going. In terms of like the popular bands, it's really hard for me to see something super interesting in them. I think. But it's all personal opinion. Maybe I'm not the right guy to answer this. Maybe someone with a little bit broader understanding of the scene. Someone who really like reads all the magazines and stuff, that would give you a better answer. But for me, like death metal is good. As long as I can go back and listen to my favorite albums. I'm happy. And there's as long as I can go and see, hopefully in the future, as soon as I can go and see Morbid Angel again, then everything is still fine. We have a bunch of kind of prolific bands, in like Hypnos, Tortari, Fleshless. There's a bunch of kind of newish ones that came out, like Heaving Earth or Neurotic Machinery, that are really kind of see the potential there. That's pretty cool. And the death metal, it's always been an underground kind of minority genre. So I think it's in a good state. If you put a concert together and you take care and you bring an interesting enough band, the people show up. In the Czech Republic, which is cool. And I think the scene is fairly healthy, and I'm kind of looking forward, to hearing some of the new stuff that comes from the fresh bands, in the Czech Republic. There's some, like I was talking about, young people are kind of getting death metal. There's a bunch of youngsters in Czech, who actually really know. Not know, but who actually have the good feel for the music. So, pretty good. I wouldn't say it's like extremely great, but we have a bunch of well-established festivals. like Brutal Assault, Obscene, Check That Fest. There's this Blasphemy Fest in Slovakia as well, and they are all kind of getting some traction, and then
It's a symbolic from death. It's the best album for me. I love that album from the first time I heard it until now. It was a great job, and I still can remember when I was young, hearing the CD, listening to the music, and enjoying every tone, and it was great. And I don't think that I will ever forget about this record. Your top death metal album cover art and why? I loved the art from Paralofson on Immortals album All Shall Fall. It was a very strong art. When I bought the CD and have it in my hands, it was amazing. It was very nice, especially when you were listening to it and checking the art. It was great. I really like these two, and that's it.
Loud Blast, Sublime Dementia. That's an incredible album and definitely one of my absolute favorite. Uh, Maybe Moby Angel, Domination, and Formulas. Holy shit, Formulas! That's just force. It's just unstoppable. Yeah, something like that. I really love the latest Blood Incantation album. I don't know if that's can be called death metal. It's kind of you know prog rock slash death metal. So I really like the death symbolic and individual thought patterns. Those two albums are kind of absolute pinnacles of Chuck's creativity. Yeah, Malevolent Creation, the debut album, Ten Commandments, absolutely. Yeah, just beautiful, beautiful stuff like this. Vader, De Profundis. It's just I could keep just naming them out. Yeah. That's probably where I come from. Yeah, these albums I would probably put on the same level. Okay. Your top death metal album cover art and why? Oh, that's easy. It's Pestilence, Testimony of the Ancients. I even had it. I even ordered the print from Dan Seagrave with the signature. It's just beautiful, beautiful work. I love the mystery about it and the details. And the creativity. It's just absolutely. So Pestilence, Testimony of the Ancients. Yeah, we play a bunch of festivals that are coming up. We have really good slots. We are playing the Czech Death Fest with I Am Morbid. Then we are gonna focus on putting together some material for our 30-year anniversary celebration. So we're gonna be doing a lot of kind of archive work. Looking for photographs, VHS footage, and releasing that on our YouTube channel and kind of showing the journey of the band, from the very beginnings, through the decades. So that's something that we're gonna focus on in the summer, and then we are planning some two very special shows in October with the Swiss band called Messiah, the absolute originals of thrash and death metal in Europe. They've been around since, I don't know, 1984 or something. For us, they were always kind of one of the main influences on us growing up listening to metal. So it's an absolute honor to have them join us, and we're gonna play two shows with them, celebrating 30 years of Pandemia. What happens beyond that, we don't have any plans yet, but we definitely gonna come up with something cool. And yeah, if anyone is interested, you wanna be following our journey, please check us out on our social media, on our website, pandemia-deathmetal.cz, and then reach out if you want us to play, with in your country or at your show. We are very open to new offers. We have a booking agent, Nick Grima. He's doing a really good job getting the band out there. So yeah, all this is we are focusing on promoting the album now. You know, it's the main activity now. Doing interviews, making sure that it's visible. You know, getting it into magazines, doing features, and doing all this work to make sure that Dark and Devotion gets the attention it deserves.
Worst place you have woken up after a gig? Car. No shower for a week or no clean underwear for a month? Shower. Drunk stage kiss or accidental stage fart? Stage fart. 5-star hotel or fun couch with 3 girls? 5-star hotel. I'm married. What's your go-to drink before hitting the stage? Tequila. Or Jameson.
Keep going, keep supporting the scene, keep showing up at concerts. You are absolutely incredible in the way that you keep the scene alive. You know, you are very important. And if you get a chance to listen to our latest album, Dark and Devotion, go for it. You know, either get a physical product, you know, or find it on streaming platforms. I'm sure that you will find something to like there. You know, it's true to the style, it's true to the roots of the genre, and there's a lot of cool stuff going on there. You know, and I think the performance is really good, if I may say, including like the production and everything around it, like the presentation of it. It's just came together really well. Please give it a chance, and then let us know how you feel about it. And thanks for inviting me for this interview. It was absolute pleasure, and I had a lot of fun, you know, doing this. And I hope we can stay in touch, you know. And also huge thanks for letting us premiere our new album on your channel. That was a big honor. So yeah, take it easy, keep supporting death metal, and listen to Dark Devotion.